Tell us just a little bit about your company and you.
Okay. My company is a plastering fit-out company. We employ about 27 staff with one receptionist, and we mainly do commercial fit-outs, being an office where they might require partitions, glass partitions, doors, mezzanine floors, suspended ceilings, and we're able to provide a complete service, so the client can come and get us to do point A to point Z with no other contractors needing to get involved other than electricians or mechanical.
And how long have you been in business?
We've been in business since 1996.
When you bought Solutions, what were the problems that you were trying to solve?
Okay. My old practice was pretty antiquated, and it all relied on laying out plans, having texters, having to colour in walls, then physically getting a scale pen, scaling all the different types of walls, making different notes, and having to do it all by hand. And it was really antiquated, and we had an Excel spreadsheet where I'd have to input all the data into, and it was really time consuming, and if people wanted to make adjustments, and it was pretty slow. But now I love it. It's if a builder sends me a roll of plans, I now ring up and say, can you send me a disc or send me an email with the plans, because I want to do it on this new system. And that was even without the quick bit, just even the on-screen takeoff just saved me a heap of time. And I think my office girl, receptionist, when she's doing the accounts on the projects, I think it's going to be easy for her to be able to track our variations as the job goes along, because everything will be on the system now, instead of me writing a note somewhere, putting it in a file, and then 3 months down the track when the job's finished, trying to find that note or that adjustment that we've made on the job, because I'm saying that there's $7,500 owing on the job, but my receptionist can't find an amount of money that's missing on the job. So using this system, I can see where we're going to be able to mesh the two together, and it's going to be a good, powerful tool for us. So it's going to help me win the job, but if someone's cheaper, I can maybe go back and look at my conditions and see where the money is, and maybe able to drop a few percentages here and there to see if I can get down to that price. And the good thing about the quick bid also is it shows you your margins on the job. So as soon as I start taking away, it will start showing me what my bottom line is. So if I get to a point where I'm not making money, the system will show me that, and I think that's a great advantage. Where the old system, where I was just doing it in pen and paper, you sort of got a feeling whether a job was going well or not, but now I'll physically be able to see it on the computer in front of me of how it's tracking. The service is very professional, and I've always had my issues fixed, and it's great that, and I've never seen it before, that your operator or technician here can actually operate my computer from back at home once I've given them permission to do so. And I can actually then see the cursor going around the screen, seeing what buttons they're pressing, and then it all makes sense to me. Then I'm able to then take that information on board and use it later on.
How about training? You've come here to do some training.
Training's been pretty intense. It's we've taken a lot in 3 days. I wouldn't say that I've remembered all that I've absorbed over the last 3 days. Certainly taking a lot of notes has been great, but I'm pretty positive now I can go back and probably put in maybe 70 or 80% of what I've learnt now and be really proactive with it. And then what'll help me is that once I get back onto the system, that last 20 or 30% that I haven't been able to fully remember, if I can't pick it up in my notes, I reckon I'll quickly be able to get back onto the system and drive my way around it. And if not, I know there's the 1-800 number, tech support, or send an email, or I can look at the videos. There's always other avenues to get that support if I've forgotten something. So it's always good to have a partnership with someone that you know that you can ring up and trust, and then you wouldn't get off the phone and think, why am I doing this with these people? It's always difficult, but I haven't had a difficult experience. So certainly, if I was to call you a supplier, because that's what you're supplying me, information and technology, I would certainly put you up there as one of my best suppliers. To give you a scenario, just before Christmas, before I was able to use BID, I won a project of 4 floors, and each floor was different with all the partition layout, and on each particular floor there was more or less walls as the building went up. So when we awarded the job and I had to get a crane in to load the floor, I physically then had to get the plans out, measure up all the walls, or I went to my takeoff, but then I had to then verify it, work out all my plaster, metal studs, topping, base, paper tape screws, separate from the job, and then do each floor individually. But now that I've learned how to use BID, I can basically just go click, 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 and it will give me a full materials takeoff for each floor. And I mean, that's going to save me hours, really will. So, you know, I've only got to do really that a few times a year, and that's certainly going to pay, you know, for any training that I've had to do, you know, and will possibly pay for future training. But no, it's certainly a really good. And the other thing I like about it too is I can buy a tablet, and I can put the drawings onto a tablet. I can put the all the on-screen takeoff, which is all the drawings marked up. I can put the bid breakup on the quote. So my foreman can get a tablet. He can scroll through. He can go to level 1, and he can know that there's 300 studs, 200 sheets of plasterboard, topping. He knows exactly what has to go on each floor. And so probably ringing me, it's asking what's happening, how's the floor getting broken up, you know, you've missed something on your on your hand takeoff that you've done, which was quite common. It's all going to be so much straightforward. It's going to be huge. And the scary thing is, I think I've only learnt the entry level. So what it's going to do for me later on, once I get more confident with it, is just going to be it's going to be really good.